episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, exciting news here. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
And we just moved into a new place. But it wasn't new. It wasn't built for us.
No, it was not.
We bought it from someone else. And we know that because today the air conditioning unit said, bye.
We can still feel the emotions associated with that on our epidermis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it's warm.
The air conditioner is chugging right now. We're getting a new one tomorrow, which, first of all, is, as far as I can tell, I think it's free. Is that what the guy said?
Yeah, he's just going to give it to you.
There's a small fee, I think, associated with
small
it.
Fee.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's two things because of that. So first of all, our top 10 list that we were going to do tomorrow, we're moving to Friday.
Yes.
But you don't want to miss that top 10 list because, first of all, I hope it's a good list. Secondly, we're giving out 10 prizes, a big contest. We got gift certificates from Game Nerds and copies of Mosaic.
Nice.
And speaking of Mosaic, you can win a copy of that right now. All you have to do to enter this contest that we have right now, a worldwide contest, is email us at contest@dicetower.com. Put the keyword as seen below here, civilization, which I used to spell wrong, but I think I'm doing better at. And I think a lot of people spell it wrong.
Did you spell it with an S instead of a Z?
That's why people call it Civ games now. No, I think I would like to say civil. Is it E? Civil? I don't know. I think you're getting too caught up in the quick comment that I made there.
I was just curious, Tom.
Caught up in the details.
Also, I was kind of in the details. Also, I might be suffering from heat stroke, so that could be a part of it.
Yeah, I want to go back, and that's the other thing. Realize that we are warm right now. Now, fortunately, the air is running enough so that we're not dead. But
as far as we know. Stick around, folks. You may see something real special today. This is a great contest, though. I'm looking forward to
someone said I don't have AC luck lately. First my home, now the studio. Yeah, but it gets better. Anyway.
Yes.
Mosaic. You can win a copy of Mosaic. Mosaic is a big civilization game. It's on Kickstarter right now. It has all kinds of stuff. It's run by Glenn Drover, who did some of my favorite games, Age of Empires, Railroad Tycoon, which incidentally we'll be talking about a little bit later. Golden Ages, trade goods, achievements, leaders with unique powers. Find out more about it. We have a link in the description of this video. So we'll be taking 2 winners for that. Do this, and you might win. All right. Well, let's get started here. We're taking a look at crowdsurfing projects from Kickstarter and occasionally from GameFound. It seems like GameFound right now is having one every other week.
It sounds about right, yeah.
And I think as time goes by, we'll see more and more because all the ones on GameFound have been fairly successful thus far.
Has GameFound had, up to this point, multiples at the same time yet?
No, not yet.
No, they've only been doing
it's only
single
ever
projects,
one, right?
Yes.
Like it's one happening. They haven't
nothing
had 2.
concurrent. No, not yet.
Okay.
So we'll see, but they've been run very well. It seems like the companies running them are happy, and GameFound has a nice backer kit, which you can go there right now, DicetowerKickstarter.com, and get your puzzle for the Dice Tower.
That was nice. I like how you did that.
That puzzle was sweet, too.
The puzzle's fun, yeah.
You can see the puzzle on our wall. We just posted a video yesterday behind the scenes of our studio. But we are delaying the Kickstarter funness.
Yes.
We got some good stuff for you. Here we go! Starting with the art. Oh, no, before we start with something, you're right. First, we have Mark is going to talk to us about something that we've been using a lot lately. Here it is.
This week's Spotlight is brought to you by Game Toppers. Game Toppers is a complete system designed around upgrading people's gaming experience. Wait till you see what they have in store for this new campaign. They have designed Game Toppers from a gamer's perspective and have put together a system that transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution with thematic game mats and cool accessories at a fraction of the cost of higher-end gaming tables. Game Toppers continues to innovate to upgrade people's gaming experience. Their current catalog of Game Toppers products are available at GameToppersLLC.com. So let's take a look at what's new. First up, new leg kit options for Gen 2 toppers and beyond. New dining covers, which are backward compatible for their #1 selling Watson and Holmes topper. New premium walnut inlay options for the Adler, Moriarty, and Mycroft game toppers. 6 new thematic game mats from several noted board game artists. New accessories and storage bags. Special Kickstarter game topper packages, which are huge savings over the a la carte pricing. And of course, exciting stretch goals. Also unheard of, early Wave 1 fulfillment on certain models and packages in August. Game Toppers is all about experience and theme. Current backers have come to know the amount of care that has been put into each of these products and how they have spared no expense, because they are committed to you having a great gaming experience. In this campaign, you'll see even more fantastic items like storage bags, leaf extension kits, and amazing stretch goals. So go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
You know, we were using those mats. We got a picnic table for the back porch. Not a picnic table, what's it called? A patio table.
Yeah.
Really nice patio table. And that mat fit perfectly on it. Those are the best play mats I've ever seen. They're huge and fantastic.
Can't argue. I really like that.
Nice cushion, stitching on the edge is sweet. Yeah.
Colors are vibrant. It's good.
Now we're going to take a look at our first project called The Art Of. So actually, our first project is not actually games. It's about miniature art.
Game adjacent.
It is. And I don't get it.
I think it's not
the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I was looking at here.
Like, I mean, I get that people like to look at pictures of miniatures. Fine. I already got the internet. In fact, Cool Mini or Not was the website that was. You would click on other people's miniatures and say whether they were good or not. I don't know that I would want to own a book of miniatures. The miniature is already a miniature of the object. So I want a picture of the art of that object, not a picture of a 3D representation of that object.
The impression I get is that this is not about the minis. This is about the painting techniques. Like
is
each
this
of these
teaching
books,
book, though?
I think there's some elements of that.
If it was teaching, then I'm in.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's the impression I get is that these are the first two books are specific artists that kind of have things that they're known for. At least that's the way it was kind of presented. And the third one is a collective, I think, of 3 artists. So I don't know. I don't see it as being all that different than having an art coffee table book.
I get it, but what I'm saying is a miniature is a 3D representation of art. So I'm looking at a picture of a 3D representation of the picture. I'd rather just look at the picture.
A miniature before it's painted is a piece of plastic. This is about how they're turning that piece of plastic into something that is artistic. I mean,
I get that. I'm just saying if I'm buying a book, I'd rather just have the original beautiful art.
I suppose, but I don't know.
No, you're not a minis painter.
Right, and neither am I.
Sure.
I have no interest in this, but I think I get why some people would be very interested, and I think it's doing pretty well, isn't it?
It's doing really well.
Yeah, so obviously
I
think this is something that
81. That's still
people
a lot.
that are into this are going to be really excited about it.
If you're a fan of these people, then yes, sure, but
Or if you know a minis person, this will be a good gift.
yeah, maybe. I think I'm assuming it's sort of like you said, a coffee table kind of book, but it's not. I don't think it's sort of technique centric, which is the one thing I would want to look at maybe.
Yeah,
but then you can watch a video for that. It's better.
Yeah, and I do think that they've got some things that are additions that are more technique based, like how to get these deep oranges and ochres. That's one of the things I read on there. So I don't know. It's not for me, but I do think that it's why not? I mean, this is a good thing for Kickstarter.
Mike is backing this.
I'm all in.
War in Heaven playing cards. Now this one's a little surprised me. This is really doing well for playing cards.
This is good.
This
Yeah.
is 2,000.
good.
So we need to get again Z's ideas on this. So let's zoom
Yes.
down. This is weird, by the way, how long it takes them to get to any pictures.
It is.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I
of,
don't know why they do that sometimes instead of just getting to it. I can make up my own mind just looking at the cards.
That's
the write
true.
up. You tell me who's printing, and I can figure out the rest. Really, I mean, you can go above and beyond a little bit. The cards can be gilded. You can be using metallic inks.
Right.
You can have a numbered deck, but that's basically it.
I have a sense, and you guys tell me if you think that there's any truth to this. This is a subject matter that might be troublesome to some people, and I think that they went out of their way to make it seem like, hey, this is something that's been heavily researched, and we've kind of put the work in, and did you get that sense? Like they're spending a lot of time talking about the inspiration behind it and the history behind them. You know what I mean? I'm
I
wondering
don't know
if
if
that's
that's
why.
more of like a let's cover our bases move.
Maybe.
Or if it's just because
Yeah.
a lot of card game projects do this because what else is there to talk about?
Right.
You know what I
That is
mean?
true.
You basically have pip designs, if they're custom, and then you drew 12 pictures. That's it.
Yeah. Right.
So you need to fill up a Kickstarter page with where your, inspiration came from for 12 images. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of them do this. Now, that might be part of it, but I think a lot of Kickstarters just sort of end up talking about these very nebulous, frou-frou inspiration things. Like, oh, one day I was looking at a pond and suddenly... I think this one's okay.
What do you think of the
art
images?
style is a little busy for me. I think those aces are very nice.
I like the regular cards a lot,
yeah.
except I don't like the lack of color.
Oh, I really don't like dark decks like that, where they'll be, generally everything that you would expect to be not printed has been printed in black. I don't really like that look.
Right.
I don't like the face cards at all. This is just a subjective thing.
Sure.
I don't like this art. It's too much stuff going on. It's this weird,
very ornate,
Victorian almost
they're
fantasy.
A little busy. I would like a little simpler. I think for me, looks a little bit better. There's another deck coming up, which I think is a lot stronger than this one.
Yeah. A lot of details. Almost hard to make them out there.
Mm-hmm. All right, Vivid Memories. So this one we played live during the Spring Spectacular. Mm-hmm. This is from, what's the company called again?
Floodgate,
Floodgate.
Yeah.
Has a really beautiful art on it. Really cool.
Andrew Bosley.
But realize that this is straight up an abstract game. This is definitely a game in which you are connecting these different colors on the board.
Right.
You are trying to connect to different spots to put gems in there to get points. If you guys would give me a quick description of the game, I would say you're putting stuff on the board to get points. I have a hard time kind of shrinking it down.
It looks kind of like an Azul-esque kind of looking thing.
It didn't feel like Azul.
It didn't feel anything like Azul to me, but I understand what you're saying. As a matter of fact,
one of the quotes in here.
One of the quotes was making a comparison that I strongly disagree with that comparison.
I really do also.
It's a pure abstract, and the theme is lovely, but I almost wonder if it gets in the way because it is so disconnected from that theme. Mm-hmm. But again, the art is gorgeous. I think the production, we didn't even have a production copy, and it already looked pretty nice, and I can tell this is going to be, nicely done production-wise.
It's doing very well, too, right? I think.
And sure, well, this company has a good rep anyway.
To me, it's kind of almost it's a bit of a dream team, too, with those, those two designers and the artist. I will say, though, that there are
like them both.
Dunstan and Gilbert and Bosley. It's a great combo, but there are other abstracts that I probably would go to first. This one was almost too, it was almost too obtuse for me. That might be me as a gamer, but.
Right.
All right, 4 Clans playing cards. Don't worry, this is the last playing cards we're looking at here. This one's not doing nearly as well as the other one.
And yet, I think these are much more attractive. I like these way better.
Stole my line. I really do like these. I like that look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I tend
clean.
to like Samurai though.
Yeah, the line illustrations here. They have a little bit of a close up on one of those in a bit. That one.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's strong. That's very clean, very crisp. I like these quite a bit more.
Yeah, these almost have like a.
I don't like that they're not 4-cornered though. The
What do you
face
mean?
cards. I don't like that the ace is only in 2 corners and not all 4.
Okay.
They're not left-handed then.
Okay.
I haven't thought about that, and I am left-handed. You know what the art on this almost makes me feel like? Have you ever seen like the wood block printing?
Yes.
Right,
This
right.
kind of this have that
Well,
look
sure.
a
That's what
little
line art's supposed to look like because
Yeah.
that's where it originally came
bit? Right.
from.
Yeah, I think that's a nice look.
All right.
Like a rubber stamp.
Kinda. Yeah.
Growing season. Manage and grow your own farm. They're not even trying to hide it. Instead of saying Agricola or something like that, they're like, hey, this is a farm game.
Not only that, they make a direct comparison to Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon.
Which is very unfortunate for them.
Right.
Because that game just came out.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
And it looks like this. Except it's actually based on the thing they're trying to
Correct.
monkey. That's unfortunate.
Right, and this looks like a very light game. Not to its detriment. I mean, there's nothing wrong with light games.
You're right, though. Even like all the different things they say, you can
Yes.
go fishing, you can do
Right.
this.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
go to a
Same-
mine. It's this-
very much
Right.
that.
It is walking that line of being inspired by and maybe
Yeah.
just kind of taking ideas, but
Yeah, if Stardew Valley, the board game, didn't exist,
right.
and that's a very recent development, then this would be a lot easier to recommend, I think. To say, if you like Stardew Valley, but you want a little card game kind of based in the same world, same setting, that little cutesy, go farm and fish and raise chickens and whatever. But you can get the real thing. Well, maybe not right this second, because I think it's between printings, but it's doing well. I mean, nearly $100,000.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the art. It almost is too cutesy.
Too cutesy? How's that possible?
Yeah, can't be done.
Look at that cow. That's
Yes,
a cute cow.
That is a cute cow. I like the hat on the cow. The cow can really pull that hat off.
You don't like that cow? You know what that cow's face looks like? That monkey, that creepy monkey you got hanging out there.
Let's not talk about that. I'm still not over it.
All right,
It does look like that.
It
Come
does.
on.
Same. All right, this is this is making $9,000.
Yes.
It combines English and Olelo with Go Fish, Memory, Old Maid. It's like, I don't like those games.
Right.
Yes.
So that's my biggest issue with this. I think it's a neat idea, this idea of, well, language is at least partially universal, and here's a way to kind of show that language has more in common than apart, and therefore you can extrapolate that to people have more in common than they don't. That's cool. That's a neat idea. But do you have to tie it to those games that...
I didn't get any of that.
It actually sounds like spoons. You're trying to get 4 cards and secretly signal your partner. The problem I have with that is there is at least 10 published games that do that same thing.
Right. Well, I think these are all based off of published games.
Yeah. I don't know which one Spoons is, but...
Spoons is where you're trying to collect 4 cards, and you and a partner, and you have a secret signals.
They
that
may
you're
call
doing.
it something different, because there is a name for that one.
Kemps, yeah.
Kemps, right. Which
So
I'm
what-
not familiar with, but maybe that's Spoons.
I mean, I played that game growing up with a normal deck of cards. Now, this is real time, actually, which is not what I've ever played.
Okay.
As a kid, I played a game called Squared, in which, on your turn, you draw a card and then discard one face up. And the upcoming people, then on their turns, they could draw one or they could take one face up and then discard one. And once you are squared, which means you have 4 of the same,
Gotcha.
then you can do the whole, and your opponent will say squared, and then you're good.
I'm saying they're all the
It's the
same
same
game.
game.
I
Same
played
game.
that 3 different times.
Right.
There was a
Yeah.
mountain goat variant.
The mountain goat one was the best one.
And then there's the whole, sometimes you do a secret signal for no reason.
To try to get the other team to call it. There's also that.
Yeah.
The other team
Yeah.
called it on you. They were wrong. Yeah.
Well, it's
Meh.
it's pretty
This
art.
has made more money than I expected.
Yeah.
I like the art.
Yeah, the art is pretty, and
This
again,
is
I don't
just
hate the
cute enough.
I don't hate the concept of it, but I just wish it was tied to games that looked more interesting.
All right. PolyDice Potions. Hey, we went through playing cards. It's time for dice.
Tom, I'm going to tell you something.
You feel like we already looked at this.
No. This week in general, I have thoughts about that I'll save till the end of the show. But there are 2 dice projects this week that I don't think are garbage, and this is one of them. I think this is
I
kind
only
of
put
cute.
2 dice projects in the thing.
No, we started with one, didn't we?
No, it was the art of...
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
There's a book later about the art of dice. That's
That's what it is. Actually, no. So this is my second favorite. My favorite dice project is coming up, but I think this is for $12. I think it's really cute that you get a decent looking set of custom dice.
These really look like Chess X dice.
Yeah,
They really have that look
in a
to
little
them.
in a little potion holder and a little.
I think these are great dice to read.
Yeah, I think this is a nice set. And again, I think the price is right.
Look, you're going to have this problem. Look, that problem right there.
Okay, on that
Sure, on
particular
that
die,
set.
but
Yeah,
not on this one.
If you're swirling 3 colors and then printing another one,
Right.
that other one cannot be one
can't
of
be
the
the
3
same
swirled
colors.
ones.
I don't argue that.
I agree, but I think this is a nice looking little project.
I think these are look very
Come on,
run of the mill.
run of
Got
the
it.
mill. You could have done better than that. Come on, think of a better.
What were you wanting him to
Yeah, what
say?
did
I wanted you to just come down with a hammer. I wanted you to just say it was just. There you go.
These shall be judged.
I'm sorry, I put you under pressure.
Passable.
I was waiting for just some real Garcia
All right,
fire.
Judgment,
Oh my gosh.
Eternal
It's not that-
Champions.
I'm not that fired up about it.
We'll talk about. People are fired up about this one.
Yeah, look at
$350,000.
Money.
This is also a first-time thing, but this is
Yeah.
also. Why is it making
Zero
money?
backed.
Miniature.
Yeah. Now, here's what I thought was interesting about this particular project is that in every one of the pledge levels, you can either get it with single piece whatever they're calling it, PVC or just the kind of the standard plastic minis, or you can get the multiple piece resin minis, which are a little bit more.
It costs more to put it together.
I'm guessing they're maybe they're better
higher
quality.
quality.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. This is not necessarily the type of game that appeals to me, but this is a really nicely put together page.
This makes me think of Myth Pantheons a
Yeah,
lot because
yeah.
it has creatures fighting on a hex board. I think Myth Pantheons was square. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And with a big card. It's not technically a miniatures game in the sense that. I guess it's technically a miniature game, but it's not.
Tabletop minis game.
It's not. You're not measuring distance as far
Right.
as I can tell. But also, I would play this if a guy had this and said,
knew
"I
how to
already knew
teach
all
it."
the rules."
Right. Exactly.
I don't trust that guy. I would not play this.
Well, it depends who that guy was.
I don't trust that
What
guy.
about Roy Cannaday?
Don't trust that guy.
Perfect.
I'm surprised this is doing this well for a first created, no backed things project called
Yeah.
Creature Caster. I would not throw $200 at this sight unseen. You know what I mean?
Is
I
that
just
what it
wouldn't.
is?
I don't know how much. but
Oh, you're right.
It's a lot of. That's for
165.
everything. It's
That's
a lot
Canadian
of money.
200 doesn't count.
Again,
I
I'll
would
tell you.
not. I mean, just for me, because who knows? These could just be a lot of real pretty pictures.
What's the big pledge anyway? $688.
It could be, but
And
it's a nice looking page.
181 people did that.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I
that's
do
all right.
wonder, maybe it's, even though it's a new company, maybe they've got some type of a
Maybe
following
it's someone
somewhere
behind
else.
it who
Yeah.
they trust. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good looking page. I can say
It
this
is.
does not
It
look
is.
like
It
a
is.
first time created page. And,
Sure,
and
but the
there's a lot of
miniatures, they look
information
very
about
similar
the
to every
game.
other. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I
I'm
would
not.
play this. I like monsters fighting monsters, so meh.
Pass.
Napoleon 1815.
I just said it. Pass.
I don't know that I love this cover at all.
I know that I
I don't like
love
the
this
font.
cover.
I don't know why Napoleon's in hell. And
Can you not think of a reason?
I'm not.
What
No,
do you mean?
I just, and then it's like the day of the
wow.
bicentenary of the death of Napoleon. Is that something you brag about? Like, we funded when this guy died.
200 years ago, he died, and we funded.
I celebrate it every year with delicious desserts, but I just thought that was me.
It again, this looks like a war game, and I'm sure it's a fine
It's
game.
a block war game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that cover.
Yeah, the
Actually, I don't like
fire
the
behind
pieces
the-
either.
yeah.
I really wish, especially that cover doesn't match the pieces. On that cover,
Right.
they drew original art. Then they went back and found old pictures of these people for this thing. Make up your mind.
Yeah, no, it's this is not a very
How's this one doing? I'm curious.
probably doing okay, right?
It was doing okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 50,000. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, we
Again,
are
yeah,
not the
we-
target audience.
Yeah, it's fine.
Monstrosity, the card game. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I think there was a contest for this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, you're making monsters in this game. This one feels like it's too light for me. The artwork is really Mad Magazine. I'm also, that wind power card is
Yeah.
just
It's supposed to be gross out humor, right?
It is gross out humor, sure.
sure, but doesn't the style look like Mad Magazine
It
a bit?
absolutely does. Yeah, it
That's
definitely
Cabbage
has that.
Patch. What's that called?
Garbage Patch Kids.
Garbage Pail.
Yeah,
or
Garbage
whatever.
Pail Kids, yep.
Yeah, Garbage Pail Kids is what I think of.
Yeah, yeah. So
You're gonna have to find, you're gonna find a very specific people who are gonna want to play this game.
sure.
Who like that gross-looking thing. I don't know that I love the cover a lot, but I do like putting body parts together in games.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea
I like that
of
concept.
the Frankenstein
Well, they have to
thing.
clarify. In
Well-
games.
Well, people were looking at my old studio. Remember I used to have a drawer called Body Parts?
Yeah, I remember that.
I got rid of it. Now we have a closet. All right. Paisley poker playing cards and tabletop counter chips. This one's also doing very well. 57,000 because you can build your own Paisley table game set.
Sure.
So Paisley, as far as I can tell, is a specific card game that I've not played.
No,
Oh, it's a
that
pattern.
Style.
That's
that
Paisley.
pattern is what that is.
Oh.
Like if you get Paisley ties or socks or shirts.
Come on.
This is actually my least. If you buy me a tie that looks like this or socks that look like this, I will not wear them.
Paisley ties, everybody. Now you
Note
know what to
that.
get Tom Vassell for Christmas.
Make it so.
Yeah, it's.
I like the poker chips a lot. They look great.
Yeah, which is, I think, is why this is doing so well. Because the
People look at that
cards-
poker chip thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can
the
you buy
cards,
just the poker
whatever.
chips?
I would hope so.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
100 of them for $57. That's 50 cents a chip. That's
not too bad.
reasonable. Where's that big box? Oh, there it is. This comes with it comes with all the cards. That's 84. There's 200. Where's just the box full of chips? I want that. Oh, it just tells you here it's 189.
$189.
That's pricey,
Canadian
though.
or Canadian, I believe.
It's euros. It's $232.
Euros.
You get 200 chips, but you get to pick what they are. You're still paying $1 a chip at that point, but you also get 2 decks of cards in the box itself. The problem with these boxes, I like them. I think we even have one around here somewhere. You can't carry them easily.
Right.
They go somewhere fancy in your residence for your poker games, weekly poker games or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't take them anywhere.
I tend to like those, even though they're not fancy, those metal cases, like a suitcase that you open up, because they're very portable.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
And then I usually take the good chips from one of these and put it in those.
Yeah.
This is a nice set, though. This is, I don't know, the Paisley thing. I can't think of anybody who would be passionate about this. You know what I mean? But I don't really think they're going for that.
No.
Doesn't
I think
Paisley
they're-
feel old?
I think it is. It's supposed to be elegant. I think Paisley's considered like an elegant thing.
Yeah, I think they're trying to sort of, thread the needle between inoffensive to basically everybody and not so dusty and old looking that people aren't going to be interested at all. It's like the kind of painting you put in a hotel and it's there forever and no one cares.
What would be your thoughts on parsley chips and cards?
So Reventure is our next one here. Reventure Orb
Each of the
Tail.
denominations would be a different spice.
Correct.
I
What's the
cannot
deal?
figure out what this
Saffron.
artwork is making me think of.
All
It
in.
looks like a video game.
It does. It looks like
I was making a saffron joke and you went
that was gold. That saffron joke.
Oh, man.
That was a dual joke. That's
What are we
meta.
talking about?
Saffron.
Zach?
Efron.
All right, anyhow. My word. Herding 2 cats here. All right. Join the mightiest heroes in a quest to gather the legendary orbs that can grant any wish. Any wish. You could destroy up to 4 friendships per game.
Or even 5 with the expansion.
I hate when games do that.
Like
I
they brag
absolutely
about that?
despise when games do that.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just not. That upsets me when they're like, "This game ruins friendships." Aren't we funny? No, like you're not original. It's been done to death.
Yeah,
It's probably you're probably assuming you're going to have a way bigger effect on anyone than you would.
yeah.
You're probably
I think
thinking you're edgier than you are.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's like the worst kind of bragging.
It is. Yeah, I think Mr. Candidate may have a point there in the chat. It's got a little bit of an Adventure Time vibe to it.
Ah, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Look
There's
at that. Roy
something
Candidate
else.
posted something. I can read it, but he's right there too. This is some.
Apparently,
This isn't Adventure Time. I'm trying to figure out what
according to the
this
chat,
is.
this is based off of a video game.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense. It just does not. Again, this is one that A, doesn't look interesting. B, I don't understand why minis are involved with this game.
I am interested in this one actually. Except
you?
I don't like the marketing, like Z said, because they're doing that whole hardy hor hor hor.
Isn't it just a take that game though? I mean, that's the
maybe.
whole point.
I'm sorry, Roy. I'll keep it out of my mouth.
All right. Wormwood Dice. This may be the
This is the
biggest
one.
dice project I've ever seen. I mean, we were just everyone was just in awe that Marvel United made
Right.
what almost 6 million. This one made almost 2 million, and it's dice.
I think these are the best looking dice I've probably ever seen. Honestly, I think these are gorgeous. I look at all
They're
of
hard
these.
to
I'm
read.
like, no, they're not.
Look at those ethereal light. What did they roll?
Well, the Event Horizon is
They rolled
gorgeous.
20 in every picture
What
here.
about what's that number there?
I can't tell it.
Whatever. The most, you're right. Some of these are easier to read than others, but I think the ones that look good are
80s Kid is cool.
80s Kid, Event Horizon.
Noble Ambition is
Noble
legible.
Ambition is great. I think these
A lot of these are quite
beautiful dice. Now,
Some of them are better than like Howlite. I don't like it at all.
No,
You cannot read it.
I think these are. I mean, most of them I think are gorgeous. Again, I could care less because I think that dice are dice, but these are very, very pretty to me.
Ooh, I can't see. It's pretty, but I don't know what I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Some of these are all over the
Yeah,
place. Some of these are just not functional. These are almost deliberately made for you to have a case
Right.
with them all and that you can show people.
Well, it's Wormwood. I mean,
How many of these dice are ever going to be rolled?
Right. I mean, again, I think this is going for more of the aesthetic. This is like heirloom type of a thing. I mean, I didn't even look at the cost on them, but I think, yeah, that's outrageously high. But
how much are
$60 for a 7-piece set? That's a lot of money to me.
Yeah, $15 a die. Now I get it; these are made from special whatever. But and this is one of those things. I love dice, and Z knows when I go to convention, I come back with piles of dice. But I always stop by, and that's not just Wormwood, other places that have these really expensive dice, and I still have never bought one because I just can't justify that for something I will never use. I'll buy like a block of dice, like, I'll stick these in games and use them. A single die that I might lose or that I just have sitting there, I don't know. That being said, I think this looks cool.
I was going to say, you come every week with dice with like Fruity Pebbles stuck in the middle of them, or no, that was what I was calling for, or just weird stuff, and you're like over the moon. Finally, I think we have some dice that look like, meh. These are nice looking dice.
They're really expensive.
I know. I'm not saying I would buy them. I'm just saying as far as looks.
Put your money where your mouth is.
All in.
Whoops. Mike comes tomorrow. He eats a cracker. Like, where's your lunch? Well, you made me back that Kickstarter.
No, I think these are like right there. I mean, I think that looks gorgeous.
These, I like to say, I'm not saying anything bad against Wormwood. I think they have some really gorgeous stuff. Those things are amazing.
I know. I look at that picture. To me, those are gorgeous dice.
That is really good.
Right.
But also, it's still $15 a die.
Of course, right.
Yeah, half the package here is very good photography.
Well, sure, that helps too.
Those dice there, that's very good photography also.
And you know what good photography gets you? $1.8 million.
Yeah,
so hire a good photographer, folks.
Obviously, that's true.
But there's a couple of good ones in there. Overall, I think there's a lot that are just like you said, not legible, just sort of don't seem right.
It's the Kiwi Chow Down.
Are we eating kiwis like the birdies, or are they eating?
Or the fruits.
This is made by the people who made Dodo's Riding Dinosaurs. So this one here looks like a more in-depth game than, say, that other little miniature game we have. And if there's one thing I'll give this game, the miniatures are unique. You know how I often say miniatures look the same as every other miniatures? They don't here. No. I don't even know what this stuff is, but it looks different than I'm sorry. It's a Scully, Burbus, Chopin, Musco, and Zen.
Oh, I should have seen that. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't like the modular board. It's a little bland.
It is, yeah.
But that's the only thing I don't like when it comes to components. I like these counters.
Those are very cute.
I like the very strong Australian vibe or is it New Zealand? Sorry, New Zealand vibe. Forgive me, New Zealanders.
Oof. I'm going to be quiet for the rest of this episode. That's it. You done stepped in it now. Oi.
Everyone knows they call Australians Kiwis.
I don't know. The whole thing looks interesting to me. This is from Detestable Games. Let's see what else they made. They're from Mexico City, which is cool too, because that's not somewhere where we often hear.
I was expecting somewhere in perhaps New Zealand.
No.
Anyway, they have Dodo's Riding Dinosaurs, which I don't think I've ever played. I remember when we talked about that one.
We talked about it, yeah.
And Cooks and Crooks, I don't think I played any of their games.
No.
So it still would be kind of an unknown to me how well this one would play. But I think it looks interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I like how it looks. And again, I'm all for something new.
Yeah.
All right. Calling of the Matriarch role-playing adventure board game.
I couldn't figure out what was going on here.
This one definitely does not look good to me.
I was lost.
Everything I wasn't really feeling about that deck of cards. You know, the Heaven, War Heaven, whatever it was. I mean, it's this.
The board
that
game.
one is like this times 5, and then you put it in on a tabletop.
I'm a fan of standees nowadays in games. I don't mind them, but if they're all the same color like that, I have a huge problem. If you're going to do standees, then add the color. That's all the points, right?
To be fair, that's similar to unpainted minis.
I know, I just said though.
I suppose, yeah.
So the benefit is
what?
No,
I agree.
That just give me the minis.
Just give me the minis or put color on these so you can differentiate them.
Maybe there's going to be people, this is how you color in
You paint the
paint by numbers, yes.
Paint markers.
Ooh.
That could work.
No, this is going for like almost an elegant vibe, and it's too blah for me.
No,
it's a lot of sepia tones.
It is a whole lot of sepia. I just fundamentally couldn't figure out what this game was about.
I don't know.
I lost interest halfway through the page.
All right, and so did I. Moving on. Catch Don Falconi. Can you catch him?
Mike, I know you got things to say.
This video has one of the worst fake Italian accents I've ever heard in my life. It's pretty.
my gosh.
It's pretty rough, man. It's pretty rough.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Apparently, this is a game that's been kicking around since the early 2000s.
Hang on, I gotta hear this accent here. Oh, I can't turn it up. There, never mind.
Take my word for it, Tom. It's bad.
All
it's
right.
like the audio equivalent of the guy on the pizza box. It's bad. It's really bad. It's not good.
Okay, but what about the game itself?
It's hard to tell. It's a kind of a tile laying game where you're.
It's one person
Yeah.
running away from three people trying to chase him down, basically, is what how it reads.
Right.
Seems like Metro, but with somebody chasing, being chased down by
I
other
don't
people.
hate that idea.
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
But
There
you were
already
saying
is
this
a game
game has
called
been
Getaway.
kicking around for a while?
The designer said that the gestation of the idea was like, I want to say the early 2000s, and that he kind of forgot about it, and his son asked if he can bring it to school. And that made him think, if I remember, that's kind of what the video said once we got past the bad accent. So yeah, I guess this is a game that he's been working, well, I don't know if he's been actively working on it
Right,
that long.
so it's an old game.
Yeah.
That now he's like, you know what, I
thing
can
is-
maybe make some money from this.
And it kind of feels like an old design,
It does.
doesn't it?
It
That's
does.
the thing.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
I don't hate this art on these little cards, but the art in the roads is a little boring. I mean, it looks good when you look closely at it, but
Yeah.
from a distance, it just looks like a bunch of brown roads crossing each other.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand the whole chili thing either, but
Just the whole look makes me think of those like late 90s, early 2000s,
International.
like Don Pepe board games.
Right.
Remember those? There was a lot
Yeah.
of board games around that time where like Doris and Frank were big around that time that looked like this. You showed me this game and told me what years it's from.
Yes.
And I'd be like,
I was-
98, 97.
I would have picked 94, but all right, yes. Impendium plus a Nova Lux reprint.
you played this, right? Didn't you? Because I think there's a comment from you on here, or a quote on here. Or at least it's from the channel. I don't know if it's from you or not.
Let me look. Where's that?
If I played
going.
this game, I don't remember it at all.
Keep going. Keep it. Oh, there we go.
There's a ton of game in this tiny box. Combining with Nova Lux, the original game is really interesting. The multiple ways to play in solo mode work really well. Well, obviously, I did not say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the construction of the Galaxy is a ton of fun. That might be Mark.
It could have been a preview. Yeah,
I don't know this game. There's
No.
another game I think called this.
I really hate
Lux.
this art so much. I
I
hate
did
it,
not
hate
get.
it, hate it.
I'll be honest. I didn't get past. Go down. Keep
Nah.
going. I couldn't get past there.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That artwork is assaulting. It really is. It's like, how do you feel about purple? Now, how do you feel about purple while it's beating you up? You know what I mean? It's like just purple jumping down my throat and being like, I couldn't handle it. I moved on. I hate this page.
I like purple. Stop being so mean to purple, man.
Oh, it's terrible artwork.
It's not good looking at all. It's very.
I don't know.
the
I don't think I
fonts-
could sit down and play this with those. Look, those cards would make me go cross-eyed in like 5 minutes flat. I hate it.
It's not good looking. Yes.
All right. What do we got next?
Eat this now.
Some people.
Oh,
like
yes,
it.
I foreshadowed this earlier. Railways of Sweden, Australia, and Rail Barons of the World, including a solo mode by David Turtsey, who is just trying to get into every game in existence.
He is.
I think he has a library of
Everywhere.
games. He pulls it out. He's like, no solo mode.
I got this.
Gotcha.
He
Here.
now is the kind of the hired gun for solo. I think companies will come to him and he'll get a solo mode for
This
it.
is kind of a weird thing for me. I really like Railways of the World.
Right.
I really had fun. They came out with the Western map of America. I was like, oh, that's fun. They came out with UK. I played that. And now I'm like, I have enough maps.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of this?
You do not.
Yeah, the thing is, I guess the last one I played the Portugal map,
Are
which
those
was
translucent? Who cares?
That's odd. Yeah, I played the Portugal map, which I think Vital Lacerda either designed
was
or
involved
was
in
involved with it,
somehow.
and that was cool because it was made for a smaller player count and it did some different things. If the maps do something to fundamentally change the experience, then maybe. But otherwise, I'm not sure. I'm with you. I'm not sure. I think you need.
Don't get
all
me
of these
wrong. If
maps.
you love the game and you're
Right.
playing it a lot, then this is fantastic. I think I would gladly play these, right?
For sure.
I just, for me personally, I felt like 3 maps hit my, I also play a lot of different games, but I played Railways of the World when it first came out a lot on one map. Mm-hmm. Every time we played, it was a different thing, and I never felt like, oh no, this map is boring.
Yeah, I do
that
like
does
Railways
happen,
of the World.
a lot with board games. If they're popular, it's like a movie franchise. Oh, you liked one? We're making another 12 films.
I do
Neoprene
like this giant neoprene mat, though. That's got to be humongous. What, 67 inches?
Yeah, that's because the
what
minis,
table did that
the
fit
minis
on?
that game are yay big.
Table
so
that's at least 67 inches by 38
I would
inches.
think would be the way you'd go.
That's bigger than this table, right?
38 is what, 3 feet and a couple inches?
Yeah.
Maybe bigger than this, but it's not bigger than this out here. So if you put a top
Yeah,
on
but
it,
let's
you're
say
good.
so let's say we put the top on and put that on. Great. Now where do you put your pieces?
Well, that's why you have you heard of this project they did, which is level up tables?
Oh no, you're
You have
right.
a secondary table on top of the main table, and then above that is called level up drink holder. Mm-hmm. You put a cup holder up here. So you have this and then this.
And then you put a chocolate fountain at the top, and it all just runs, just ribbons
Yes.
of chocolate all over your. Delicious.
All right, it's time for polling.
Chocolate
It's time to
railways.
let you all pick which one of these you like the best. So I've made a poll here, and I'm putting it in the comments, and we're going to come back to that poll in just a bit. There we go. So go ahead and vote on which Kickstarters you like to pick for Pick of the Week. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some things that aren't games but might be amazing. We're going to start with Bluvy, the best shower gadget ever for people who apparently take really long showers.
Yes. Also, I want this shower, man. This is a shower right here. You got like TVs, and you've got. I mean,
You can buy the Fluvy.
I could buy the Bluvy and
The
then-
Bluvy,
yeah.
Bluvy, whatever it is.
I will tell you this.
It's one of those, the guy just spraying it.
Right.
Look!
I'll tell you what, this thing, it looks really cheap.
Wait, was there a camera mode?
Yeah, there's a camera. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a mirror, don't
Right.
you know?
It's a mirror, Tom. This,
I still remember when the iPhone first came out.
Yeah, like mirror app.
There was a mirror app
It's
which just was black.
forward-facing camera.
No, it wasn't even that.
No, you
it was
just
just a
turn it-
black screen.
Right.
So you can see your
You can see
reflection.
yourself, yes. The one thing that intrigues me about this project, which is $300, by the way, the one thing that intrigues me about this is the UV light that they say kills bacteria and germs and mold. That's kind of cool. Also, how about you pay $20 and get a UV lamp and put it in your shower? Because that's what I'm doing when I leave here today.
Oh.
Also, I may get electrocuted, so Tom, I might be.
I
late
just don't
tomorrow.
take.
This looks very cheap.
It does.
I
look
think like
very
the
cheap.
longest shower I take is 15 minutes, and that's like when I'm really, really taking one.
You got to start using soap.
15
minutes?
I am a little bit more.
I haven't even finished bathing
Right.
my head yet.
I will say, I am a little bit more deliberate in the shower. That's when I wake up. That's my wake up time.
Before I
in the day,
put on my
Best
makeup.
Wake up.
part of waking
The shower
up
is my wake-up
is
time.
Bluvy in your bath.
I drink my coffee in the shower. I eat my breakfast
what's-
in the shower.
Why?
I put on my pig mask in the shower. These are all things that help me.
All right, let's
Cool
move on.
on murder today.
All right, next one. This actually looks
Terrible.
really cool. Papercraft kits, unicorns, and dragons. I like this.
I do too. I also feel like you need to hire an engineer to put it together, Tom.
This is
I
one
have
of
a
those things
feeling
I
it'd
would
be one
buy
of
for
those
my
things-
kids, and they would start messing with it. They'd be
Right.
like, Dad! I'm like,
Right.
no, don't ask
You're
me.
like, no, never, ever going to look like that because that's a 3D render to begin with. But I think it's a great idea. I think it's cool looking. I think it's also very expensive.
Oh, how much are they? I didn't look at that.
$50 for the cheapest one.
Does that come with the papers, though?
It is
I
the
still
paper,
might.
I think, Tom. Yeah, I mean, I would hope. But all you're really getting is paper and instructions.
Well, no, instructions are a thing.
Like here's a papercraft. You supply the paper.
I might get one
And
of
the
these.
instructions. We
look,
just provide the inspiration.
Here's the picture in your brain.
No, seriously. I can see
gonna
the
look at this for
instructions
10
being
seconds.
money that you. Anyway,
Yeah, I get you.
I
You
could
like
see,
this?
I really do. Now, I don't like it in the sense that I wouldn't put one of these on the walls here in the studio because I think it would look too cheap. But for my kids, I could see getting this. They put it together, put it in the room, and them liking it. I really do.
Yeah, it's neat. The thing is, I kind of look at this the same way, that Bluvy gave me. I would put this in my shower. Now that
It's paper. It's a one-time thing.
correct.
But that one shower is amazing.
But that one shower is incredible.
If it was made out of like bath bomb
All
stuff,
right, moving
maybe.
it. You guys didn't see this one.
Oh no, you're
I had this last second here.
wow.
The last game coin. So this is if you're playing games. Video games, board games, and you don't know if you should go home or not.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. You flip the coin. So you might get stay and play some more, or you might get last game. And then you play that game, and you go home.
Wow. So you're playing TI4,
And it comes in a special box.
and it's been 6 hours. Are we gonna play another 6-hour game? Here we go.
I think this is actually for video gamers. I
Probably,
think.
yeah.
Although again, where are you at where you can't decide to go home? Are you at the arcade? Are you at a friend's house? Is this for people playing poker? I don't.
I think this is good for like if you're at a friend's house, they invite you over for a dinner party, and you're gonna decide when do I go home? Am I gonna flip this coin? I might stay for an extra 4 hours.
You know what else you could do? You just flip any coin. You know how sometimes they have kitchen tools that do one really specific thing that like a knife would do?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is like that one thing that will allow you to peel a carrot, but only a carrot because of the shape is conical. And you put a carrot in and turn it like a pencil. And you're like, look, it's amazing. Also, you better start having carrots every stinking day so you get your money's worth.
That's what I'm doing. All right.
This is so stupid.
Moving on.
This is
really
terrible,
dumb.
Tom. That's the
Oh,
worst.
fingerbot plus.
Fingerbot is back.
Fingerbot. It's a
So
fingerbot.
have any time we figured out what we're going to use this for yet? Because you were talking about making a fingerbot chain.
Yes, just
fingerbot.
someone in the chat I think was talking about doing. I think it was Nick was talking about just fingerbots turning on other fingerbots. You just have a never-ending chain of fingerbots.
And then the first one goes to the last one?
And the last one, well, you could do that, or the last one could be connected to your Bluvy. And then your
So
shower
you're
is
in
clean.
bed, basically. You press one finger bot, and they like go boom, 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 all the way into your shower.
By the time you're waking the next morning,
This is very
you're ready.
Jetsonish. This is like
I like it.
meet Mike Delicio.
Meet fingerbot Bluvy. Beep,
All right.
beep, beep, beep.
Small warning here.
Yes.
are-
It's a family-friendly channel.
We're a
John.
family-friendly channel. There's a slightest bit of non-family friendly. Actually, I'd argue this whole project's not family-friendly,
Right.
but just keep that in mind.
You want to tell them what they're about to see.
I'm so disappointed in you, Tom.
You see Half Moon here. I couldn't help myself. All right. Moonies swimwear. Okay? So this is a swimwear that shows cleavage for men.
Okay, first of all, I have less of a problem with the actual product, right?
What?
Look,
Yeah,
no, listen, no, let me finish. If you got it, if you got Moonies, by all means, go ahead and scar the rest of the world. I don't like the fact they call it cleavage. That just, for some reason, that might be a technical term. I just find that very, very disturbing. I just have a problem with
What
that.
would you rather they call it?
I don't want to hear this conversation anymore.
Who always did this?
Fissure window? I don't know. I don't like
Oh, this
the
is the
terminology.
dumbest-
Nasal cleft.
This is the dumbest
Right?
project I
That's
have
what it is.
ever seen. We're talking. Is there like a mass market? And they wanted a huge amount of money
Yeah, they
for
want
this.
53 grand for this.
Yeah, also-
They're like, this is going to set the swim wing world on fire.
Right. They're also like, by the way, these only can be made in black. If we do well enough, then maybe some fun prints can be involved.
Yes. Yes.
The only thing I could think of.
You know what I would love was one print that looks like a butt. You know, they'd have those shirts that look like
a
someone's shape
muscular
or
guy.
whatever. Yeah.
Right.
But then with the window there, so people are like, oh, that's hilarious. And when they get close enough, it's like, gotcha.
All right. Well, the only thing I can think of is like plumbers. This is the thing they would wear. The
Right.
swimsuit
To
for plumbers.
normalize
Right. That's
what
right.
happens to many plumbers.
That's
yes.
correct.
Right. They're like, all right, we got to get this into the society.
Plumber
here.
pants. Yeah, it's a good
All right.
look.
Sorry.
This
Okay.
is
Let's
awful.
let's see what our pick of the week is. This is mine. No, it's not mine. Don't put the thing up, Roy. What do you got, Mike?
Tom, I got to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this for comedic effect. This is the worst week of projects, I think.
I don't disagree. It was a very low week for
I
me.
really had a hard time. The only one of these that I think I would maybe consider, I'm going to say I have no pick. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Okay, well then we won't put a pick up. That's fine.
This would not be. I like Railways of the World, but even that project is not terribly exciting to me. There's nothing this week that I'm really excited about.
Not the Bluvy?
Well, the
Bluvy
Bluvy
looks terrible.
Bluvy looks pretty awful.
It looks like such a janky piece of technology.
really
That'll be
does.
like feel old when
It
you
really
get
does.
it. If you get it.
So I'm not breaking the rules by not picking because
No,
okay,
in fact,
all
that's
right.
legit. Are you not picking either?
Are you leaving that up on the screen for some specific reason?
It's not up on the screen there.
Okay, because no, my pick is actually those playing cards with the Shogunate.
All right,
Oh,
looking
okay.
for 4 clans playing cards.
Yes, this is my favorite. I really like it. I think it's a beautiful deck of cards. Technically 4 different decks. I think they're lovely. This is my pick. None of the games, none of the dice really captured my imagination, but this does, and I could see myself backing this.
Okay. And mine is I can forget what it's called now. The Kiwi Chow Down.
Right.
I think this looks interesting. Again, I suspect it could be not great. Again, this is a very unknown to me.
Right.
But I'm giving them props for the miniatures. I like that the miniatures are different and unique. I like the theming of the kiwis and the monsters and
It's
stuff.
cute. It's cute.
It's cute, but it feels different than like that. Remember I said that one was like too cutesy for me?
Yeah, it's not just like
This
a little
is-
card game. It looks like there's an actual game behind this.
Yeah, so I hope. Again, I haven't played that Dodos versus Dinosaurs yet. I don't
Right.
know if that's even delivered.
I don't know. I don't think
Dodos riding dinosaurs.
We haven't seen it come through here, I don't believe.
Right.
So.
No, so again, and that could change my opinion on this quite a bit.
Sure,
but-
it's doing pretty well too. 100 grand. That's not bad.
All right, it's time to see the results.
I have no
of
idea
our
what the
thing.
people picked.
I assume it's going to be
Vivid memories and
oh.
other.
There's probably nothing.
Other, some
basically.
people said meant none.
Yeah.
But Wormwood dice are doing well.
Yeah, I almost picked that. It's just that they're
Well, let's look at
expensive. and I
Vivid
don't
Memories. Here we
particularly
go. The People's Choice Vivid Memories.
Yeah.
And again, Floodgate Games has a lot of
Yeah,
fans.
They do, and if if it looks interesting to you and you haven't checked out our live play, that's not a bad idea. It can give you an idea of how the game plays.
Right,
and-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be informed, right?
Right.
I do wish that, I mean, they're really pushing the whole dream theme.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, folks, it's just not
It's
there.
not there, but it's gorgeous art.
Sure.
And it's a proven design team. It didn't work that much for me, but I think a lot of people will really enjoy it.
All right, let's see. The Railway Set, Kiwi Chow Down.
Did you put
the
Moonies
Four
in?
Clans got it. I did not. I did not.
Yeah, because people would have
that's
picked
other.
it for people would have picked
I'm pretty
it for
sure
fun.
that's other.
You may be right. Yeah.
Moonies is other.
I should have put unmentionable.
The unmentionables.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't put the Alchemist dice on because I didn't think a lot of people would pick them. It was so low money. I try to. I don't want to make the poll too big.
Right.
But that's why others there.
Someone
Another
mentioned
almost won.
Hoplomachus, but that doesn't count. We talked about it last week.
Oh my word! They said that. I think that's a joke.
Oh, you think? You may be right.
We mentioned Hoplomachus last week. Alrighty. Well, you're buying a new shower.
Correct.
You're buying playing cards,
Yes.
and I'm buying a new pair of trunks. No.
You're getting the one sans window because they're plastic. You can get it without the plastic there.
That's
Just the open air Moonies?
Yes. Let the breeze in. Let the breeze come through.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you, folks, for watching the show. We'll be back with Board Game Breakfast tomorrow. It will still probably be warm then.
Reminder that the top 10 got
I'm
moved
home.
to Friday.
I'm going to be home, so that's okay.
The top 10 is moving to Friday. So we'll see you then. But again, come to it because lots of contests. The contest in this episode is different, so you can win a copy. You can enter 2 times. You can win Mosaic here and maybe back on Friday.
Ooh.
We'll see you then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
Have fun in the shower.
Oh, gosh.